Welcome back, everybody. Back here in the Sky Factory. So, it's been a little while since I've done any recording, but back at it, back on the grind. Also, last couple episodes, I didn't catch them till they were too late. Apparently, my microphone was being picked up through my webcam instead of through my actual microphone, so they sounded like I was in a bathroom recording. So apologies for that. It's not awful. You can still hear what I'm saying. It's just got a weird reverb to it. Anyway, so last time we messed around, did a little bit more Britannia stuff. Did a few little odds and ends things. Screwed around in the nether a little bit. Finally did get our I think it's down here. Yeah, got the rainbow generator built, and as I was afraid, in order to get that working, we actually need all of these to be up and running and actually making power for that thing to do anything. So I've gone ahead and remade all. I believe I've made them all of the generators again. I haven't got around to setting those up and actually working. That's going to be a little bit of a process. So today I got a few things planned. You can see this guy built. This is the blood altar for blood magic. And I've gone ahead and built it out all the way to tier 5, just like the framework. Basically, the way it works is all the stuff that I have as soul sand are the blood runes, which actually make the altar. And then the things on the top of the pillars and the beacons are all that's required. So you got the beacons, all these gold blocks. These are chiseled gold blocks. This is lapis, and this is a chiseled diamond that look pretty cool. All that stuff is really just there for spacing. You can actually take it all out and the altar will still work as intended, but it just looks cooler, I think, to have it built out with some fancy looking stuff. And then of course this is where the altar will actually go. These glowstones on these pillars are part of the altar, and then these blocks are actually going to be another different kind of block that I haven't got to yet. I'll have to get into the mod some to be able to make those, I think. I messed with it a little bit off camera, still not 100% up to speed on it, but enough to get going, at least to get to the achievements, I think, I hope. So anyway, let's got some other things playing too, some dimensional travels and stuff, so let's get right on it. Alright, cool deal. So before we get started here, I just want to take a look at this guy and see. I haven't really been running this instance of the game, so it probably hasn't changed much since the last time we've recorded, but pulling in 1.5 mil, you can see it's, how much is it holding? 3.5 trillion. It's still 0%, so that's a lot, even though it looks like nothing's in there. It's a ton. So, couple things I've been working on trying to get done. I went ahead and built this tier 4. I think this should be everything I need. Let me check my book to make sure I've got all that stuff. The tier 4 lightning rod. Really not too worried about actually using it to produce reliable, continuous power. But basically, the tier 4, every time it gets hit by lightning, it makes 32 million RF. 3 by 24 by 3. So I need 13 of those structure blocks, 29 lightning rods, and 8 lightning rods. 29, 13, and 8 in the controller. Alright, awesome. So what I've done is I just went through a bunch of random... Well, yeah, so basically what I did is I went back to the dimensional world with the buildings, the dimensional RF Tools dimension buildings, and found the parts to make a dimension where it basically is raining and thunder all the time. And I think that is this one. So if I pop this into this guy, you can see I've just got a hard thunder, and hard rain. So that makes it rain all the time, and then while it's raining, it's going to be, you know, thundering, which I think is the two requirements to produce lightning. There is no actual lightning modifier, like dimlet thing. So I'm hoping that does what I want it to does. Let's go ahead and store that back in there. And we'll throw it into here to keep it charged up while we go inside there. So basically what I've done is, like I said, I went ahead and built the things to get it going. I'm going to need my little magic doodaddy here, this thing. And I'm also going to need, I thought I'd pulled out some, are they in here? I had made some, thought I made some, grabbed some cables and made a, just going to make a capacitor, an Ender IO capacitor bank. It's just a regular basic capacitor. Thought for sure I made this already, but it's alright. I'll just make another one real quick. 8 of those. 4 of those. That's not enough, is it? Nope. It's only half. Alright, 8 of those. I can't believe I haven't taught this thing how to make these, but got all the stuff, so it's not like super duper hard to put together real quick. I need one of these. Put those in. And give me this guy. So this thing doesn't even hold. I think, what did that thing say? 320 million per lightning strike with the tier 4. Yeah, it's 32 million. I think this thing only holds like 24, 28, 25 million. It's actually starting to fill up, which I don't want. But so let's hop into this dimension here before it fills up too much. Just dial that once. So yeah, so basically I'm just going to build it and then set it up and hook it up to that capacitor, and then just chunk load this world. And that way we'll know if it, I guess I should have got something to build with. Alright, so let me, if I put this in here, it shouldn't charge, right? Hopefully not. I just run back and grab something to build out of this platform a little bit. Some of this will be fine. And back to the storm world. So yeah, basically just going to set it up, hook it up to that capacitor bank, chunk load the area, and then check on it periodically. Once it's, if it ever gets completely full, then we know it caught the lightning strikes, right? Or at least a lightning strike. Enough to satisfy the achievement. That's all I'm really doing here. Not really, like I said, I don't want it raining in my base all the time, and I don't want to build like way far out of the base just to do this achievement. It should be probably far enough. Just pop that on here. Get rid of this stuff. Get my magic wand. Do the old Harry Potter routine. Is this going up? Alright, so let me go down. Multi-block complete. I think it's pretty tall. It's kind of neat looking. And then I'm going to assume it works like the other miners. If I just hook up some power cable here and grab my capacitor bank. Yeah, so it's got 4 million or so in it, but if this thing, oh, I think we just missed it. Actually, it sounded like something happened. It's charging. So okay, so it receives, it's got its own internal buffer, obviously. Cool. Alright, well then, there we go. Achievement get. Nice. Done. Check that off the list. Yeah, so I had to fly around that world for, I don't know, probably an hour or two last night just to find the parts to get that thing, get the dimlets I needed. Because as far as I can tell, you can't craft them. There is an option in here for the Hard Thunder, but there's no way to, you can see it's currently not craftable. It's not showing any of the essence part right here. You know, either a syringe for like mob type essences or the absorbers for like essence from dimensions. Absorb. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try RF tools. Dimension. These guys here. So there's nothing that can actually like absorb weather. At least not in this version. I don't know. Maybe they've updated that in the newer versions of Minecraft. But so the only way to get those dimlets is to just find them randomly in the world. So that kind of sucked. It was kind of grindy and trolly, but it is what it is, right? So the other thing, as far as dimensions goes, where did I put it is the question. Huge liquid orbs. This one took forever too. The only way to get these is from these absorbers. You could technically, and I did spend another probably hour after I got the weather stuff trying to find a huge orb dimlet to make a dimension. One of the achievements is to make a dimension of rarity 4 with huge liquid orbs, I think is what it said. We did that. Check that off the list. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. Create a dimension of rarity 4 or higher consisting of large liquid orbs. So after getting frustrated with not being able to find I found a bunch of like regular liquid orbs. I got frustrated and was like, all right, screw it. I want to. So I just started making random dimensions. And if I look at the dialer, you can see it took me 20 couple to get just to one that had the dimlets, right, back in when we first started this. And then it took me all the way up to 46, almost twice as many. Well, actually, exactly twice as many to get a dimension that had just randomly spawned the liquid orbs that I could use the absorber to grab. Cool. So put that back in here for now. This can put back in there. So I had an idea on what to make the orbs contain. That's why I started with the building the blood altar here, because it's kind of a pain to anybody that's done the blood magic. Like I said, I mess with it a little bit, and it's kind of a pain as far as keeping that thing full of life essence / blood. So my idea is to make the blood altar and use the which one is it? I think it was a liquid absorber to actually absorb the life essence and then make the large orbs in that dimension that we create for the achievement to be full of blood magic, like life essence, and then you can pump that into the thing. So that's what I think I want to work on today. Let's just clear out some of this inventory. We don't need that probably anymore ever, right? I don't think there's anything else to do with environmental tech in here. Yeah, we got void ore, solar array, lightning rod. Yep, all that's done. Cool. This actually looked into too. It's not all that difficult. And we'll definitely have to make another reactor. Not a giant, huge one like that. Just a small enough one to power a turbine or two, just to get that. Again, not really concerned about using that for power generation. Although every little bit counts, right? When we're trying to get to the 1 billion, wherever that went, that's near the end, right? 1 billion, yeah, it's going to be a challenge for sure. Cool. So anyway, blood altar. Let's get up to that, or up to speed on that a little bit. So. First things first, we need the altar itself. In order to get the altar, we need a demonic will. And I need to use the snare to do that. Just double check that I don't have any of these. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I need to make a couple of these snares. I'm out of string. Dang, Gina. How'd you let me run out of string? Do I have... Is there any like cheeky way to make string? Do I have that? Oh yeah, got that. Nice. Cool. Problem solved. Back to the snare. So basically these things are like, you throw them at a mob, and then there's a chance that it'll ensnare them and create these particles around them. Excuse me. And then you kill the mob while they're under the effect, and it will give you those demon wills. So let's see. This dimension will work. This one spawns mobs. It's got structures for them to spawn on. So let's just go in here and see if we can't catch us some demon wills. Swoosh. And it's nighttime, so that's cool. Alright, let's find us a mob. There's some down here. So there's the particles. Boom. And there's a demon will. And it's 3.42, so that's pretty decent, I think, enough to get us going. Let's just head back home. And while we're at it, I want to go ahead and make a book to get the in-game guide on this stuff. So back to the altar. We got our demon will, chiseled stone, gold, furnace. Need a furnace. Furnace, boom. Demon will. Probably can put those away. And there goes my demon will. Awesome. So let's go set this thing up. And I need something to put there to set it against. Boom. So the next thing we're going to need is a sacrificial dagger. So basically there's two ways to fill this blood altar with blood. You can either self-sacrifice, which we're going to do to get started just because it's easier. And then you can also sacrifice mobs. Like if you get them close enough to the altar, you can make this dagger of sacrifice, which is an iron sword. Obviously, you're going to need a little bit of life essence and a tier 2 altar to even make that thing. So basically, the kind of gist of it. Before I do that, there's one more thing I want to do. I'm not going to get too crazy into this, but there is this thing, Incense Altar. So I need a blood orb first. Basically what that thing does is it allows you to like enchant kind of your little sacrificial dagger here. What do they call this thing? Yeah, sacrificial dagger. And basically what it gives you a bonus on this blood magic liquid stuff. It like supercharges the dagger, and then when instead of having to do this like one jab at a time, it'll take you all the way down to like 1 heart, half a heart or something, plus give you all the essence that would normally give you, and then a bonus chance based on how tranquil your altar is. And you can build it as a structure that kind of expands out like this, that you can add all kinds of different blocks around to increase your tranquility, and therefore the bonus that you get from the dagger. But I think just the tier 1 will probably be good enough for what I want to do. Like I said, I want to get enough of this essence built up to be able to use the absorber on it and absorb it, and then make those giant orbs full of it. Then we don't have to worry about it, right? And there's also an achievement for automating filling this thing up, but it doesn't specify that you have to do it with mobs, right? Where did that go? There's a whole section for this thing. Craft and place a blood altar. Nice. Yeah, so automate LP collection. So I feel like if I do it the way I'm thinking of, if it was assuming it works, then that makes that requirement, right? Then I don't have to make some kind of crazy mob spawner that spawns mobs and drops them and kills them with the dagger down here in front of this altar. Awesome. So now that we've got a little bit of that stuff in there, basically you have to fill this thing up. It's got its own internal buffers and stuff, and you've got to fill it up before, you know, it'll start draining into the thing and then empty itself out. But should be enough in there to make the book perfect, and you can see it kind of starts to like disappear out of there. Set to tier 2. What does that mean? Can I just read the book? Is that doing something crazy? Why can't I? Current tier 1. Shift right click? No. Is this not the... Oh, you know what? I think this is not the right book. This is it here. Yeah, this book here is like a work in progress. Oh no, Inspector is Scandalum? That's not even the right book. I totally derped that all the way up. Fail. Epic fail. So yeah, this guide API is a mod that adds this book for this. So if you know, it's not in the actual, like if you do at Blood Magic, it's not in there, right? So at guide gets you to this thing, which is what we're looking for. Just put that thing in there. There we go. So now this thing will tell us a little bit more about what we need to do to get to where we want to get. Arcane Ash, Movement Array. So these arrays are like buffs that you can make. Not really like, you know, for kind of enchantment type buffs and stuff. I'm not really worried about those yet. Probably not at all with this thing. Divination Sigil. Blank Slate. Plus Redstone. And I do need some of this Arcane Ash. Hellfire Forge. I'm going to need one of those. So let's make one of those. Cool. Let's see. Let's get some of this stuff out of here we probably don't need right now. Out of the way. So I'm just going to set this over here near my altar. Right there is probably good. So what do I need to make? Redstone, bone meal, coal, gunpowder. Redstone. Coal. Bone meal. Where's my gunpowder? There we go. Gunpowder. And I need like a catalyst. So I might need to go. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to go get another demon will. So give me my snares. And let's travel back into this dimension here. Get us another demon will. I think you can get them from the passive mobs too, but they're usually pretty weak. The number, like the one I killed that zombie, was like a 3.4. That's like how much will essence is in it. This particular operation isn't going to use any. As you know, it tells you here how much a minimum you're going to need to even start the operation, and then how much it's actually only, you know, it's not going to use it all, but there's like it's like a gating method for the different tier things. You have to have these stones that can hold a certain amount of this will essence Just kind of a way to make you grind a little more to get to where it would be daytime. Let me see if I can just get it from this dude. Oop, I guess I should get a weapon out. So maybe if we find a shaded spot, we can find an actual mob. Hostile mob. Nope, nobody down here. Alright, come here, sheep. It's gonna run away. Ah, that would not work now, wouldn't it? Okay. Make a couple more of those things. I wonder if you could do it with the dragon. I bet that'd be a pretty decent sized will. I mean, I'd have a bunch of it in there, wouldn't it? You would imagine. Ah, you stupid slimes. So dumb. Alright, sheep, come here, dude. Gonna walk off the edge. Failing with the aim. There we go. Get him, get him. And that doesn't work. Dang. Oh wait, here we go. Enderman. Do I have... Where's my sword? Bow doesn't work too good on the Enderman. That didn't work at all either, did it? Shit. Alright. One more time. One more time. We'll get it this time. Alright. Let's try not to fail this so hard again. Hopefully we get lucky and find some actual hostile mobs again real quick. I have no idea which way I went, where those guys were. They're probably still there, I just don't remember which way it was. I was not paying attention. What's this? This'll work. Come on, man, do the thing. Jeez, never had this bad of luck. There we go. Alright. That's good enough. Back over to our Hellfire Forge. Pop this in there, and we should be off to the races. There we go. So that's our arcane... don't do that. I only need one of these right now. Probably ever. Give me my book. And we were looking for divination sigil. Is that what we were looking for? Or, let's see, arcane ash, divination sigil, redstone, and a blank slate. And I believe blank slate is just a piece of stone in the altar. And a little bit of blood. Let's fill this thing up, make sure it's nice and full. Basically, so the divination sigil is going to allow us to see actually what's going on in this thing, how much essence and stuff is actually in there, instead of just kind of like right now, I'm just guessing. Give me my food back. Pop that in. Just keep jabbing myself till this thing changes. Make sure it's got enough life essence in there. There we go. Get that out. Give me this stuff back. So this arcane ash, kind of hard to see on that texture. Let's go over here to this so you can see. If you right click this on the ground, or I think you can do it on a wall too, but right click it on the ground, it gives you this little like pentagram looking thing, and then you hit it with the first item and it'll change into some other like shape. Some of them are like huge, but it'll change in some way or fashion. That's how you know you started it properly. And then you hit it with the other thing and it does its little animation, and then it creates whatever item you're after. Boom. Divination sigil. Nice. So now what we can do, shift right click so basically everybody has their own personal Essence Bank. They call it the Soul Network, that you can use for certain crafting operations. And then there you can right click on your altar, so you can see we're tier 1. It has a capacity of 10,000 LP and a current essence of 8,800. So if I stick myself one time, do it again, you can see each jab with this thing gives you 200 LP. Cool beans. So the next kind of step is to tier this thing up a little bit, and then we can start making the runes, increase the capacity of this thing, increase the efficiency of the or at least the speed. It'll use more liquid essence, but it'll craft faster and stuff. So that'll be on the menu for next time. And then I'm not sure how much it's going to take. I might do a test with some other liquid, with one of those liquid absorbers, to see how much of this I'm actually going to need to absorb and create that dimension with the orbs. And then we can just, because you can pipe in and out of this thing with this essence. We'll just have to figure out some way to pipe it out of the orbs and into this guy. We'll have forever life essence, instead of having to stand there and cut ourselves all the time, because that's lame. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. Feels good kind of to be back at it and doing it again. So I hope everybody had a good day today, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.